Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Shanley's football team kicked off practice in hopes of winning tomorrow's playoff game. But the school is hoping to score a different kind of win. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. Shanley is disputing what it says is a North Dakota Activity Association decision to ban praying before a football game.
The school is arguing that this rule takes away its constitutional right. Valley News Team's Macy Enger joins us with why it's become an issue now. Macy?
Mike and Steph, since it's a playoff game, the North Dakota Activities Association is sponsoring the event. But Shanley High School says that doesn't mean they can stop them from prayer before the game. The school reached out to a law firm and sent this letter to the Activities Association. It argues that since it's a home game for Shanley, the school will run the ticket sales, concessions, and provide an announcer for the game. And it should be able to say a prayer over the PA system. That would be no different from what they do at regular home season games. And the high school association has no issue with that. The parents I talked with today back the school's argument.
I think that it's silly. Since we're a Catholic school, you're going to have prayer, and the school should be allowed to do what the school would like.
Others echoed the same thing, but didn't feel comfortable saying it on camera. When I reached out to the North Dakota Activities Association, they provided a statement which said, in part, quote, because this request involves an issue of constitutional law, it has been forwarded to our legal counsel for review. Mike.
All right, and we know that it is happening tomorrow. The game is tomorrow. We don't know exactly how they're going to react, but we're going to be there.
We are going to be there tomorrow.
And we'll have that story for us at then. Thanks.
Well, it's another cool day with rain and clouds earlier, but we gave way to sunshine this evening. Let's talk to Hutch Johnson to see how the rest of the night's going to play out. And Hutch, how's it looking then for those out hunting?
Well, if you're hunting, we are expecting conditions to improve for the weekend. More on that in a second. Tonight, we have some showers moving into central Minnesota. And as these showers crossed over the Red River Valley, you see some brief yellows. Well, there was some small hail reported in Hillsboro. This will all continue to move to the east. You could see some flurries in northwest Minnesota this evening. Here's a look at our tower cam time lapse. A beautiful sunset and a general trend towards a breaking up of the clouds as we've headed toward the evening hours. But there are more clouds moving in here, as you can see there. That's going to slow our rate of cooling this evening. You'll have to deal with winds 10 to 25 miles per hour this evening, as well as temperatures will remain in the low to mid 30s all evening. Now the wind dies. It looks like a pretty nice weekend for those hunters. I'll have hour-by-hour details here in just a couple of moments.
All right, thanks, Hutch. And for all you hunters out there, when you're out in the field or in the deer stand, to stay up to date on the weather conditions anytime, all you need is your smartphone or tablet. Just download our Storm Team Weather app to get the latest weather conditions and even follow the radar live. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store.
A teenager from Fargo accused of attacking a woman in the West Acres parking lot more than a year ago is going to be tried as an adult. Abdirahman Sahel is facing 4 charges. Prosecutors say, among other things, he pointed a gun at the woman and threatened to shoot her. Sahel was 15 at the time of the attack, but prosecutors moved the court case to adult court because of the serious nature of the case. His attorney challenged that decision, and it took the North Dakota Supreme Court, the justices today rejecting his appeal. He is due in court again in about a month. Sahel earlier pleaded not guilty to the charges that he's facing. 26-year-old Rex Basswood Jr. of Cass Lake, Minnesota, is in jail tonight in connection with a bank robbery. Authorities say the initial investigation indicated that Basswood stole cash from the bank prior to leaving the building. The Cass County Sheriff says that Western Bank staff in Cass Lake called 911 about a suspicious man that was in the bank and causing a disturbance. When officers from the Leech Lake Tribal Police Department arrived, Basswood took off on foot. He was caught and arrested a short time later in Cass Lake.
It's Friday. Time to get a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say Kenneth Monk is wanted for failure to register as a sex offender. That's a felony. We have his picture on your screen right now. Call law enforcement if you have information on this case. Fake IRS calls is a scam that just keeps going, and the fraudsters are now grabbing the attention of the Cass County Sheriff's Office. Today, the office says it received multiple reports of these scam calls. and believes that it's a phishing scam trying to get your personal information. Here are some tips to avoid being scammed. Never give your personal information out to people you don't know. Check your bank statements. If you see any unusual transactions, contact your bank or credit card provider. Beware of lotteries that charge a fee prior to delivery of your prize, and always review your credit report. The Polk County Sheriff's Office also has received multiple reports of pre-recorded phone calls claiming to be the IRS. In these calls, there are claims that the actions are pending a request for a victim to return the call. Now, again, this is a scam, and never give out your personal information to anyone who you do not know.
A website offering student loan forgiveness for NDSU students sounds good, doesn't it? But is it legitimate? The offer comes from Consumer Money Advocate. A student financial expert says there are red flags surrounding this website. One red flag is that the company's location is not listed. Also, people should read the fine print and make sure the company is endorsed by the Department of Education.
When companies try to solicit students to say, you know, they're going to provide a loan forgiveness program, that really provides that red flag, the forgiveness, because there are some forgiveness programs within the student loan industry, but they're really not that common.
Jacobs adds that loan companies will not send out advertisements looking for business.
Tonight we have a sneak peek of a one-of-a-kind facility in the Valley. A public grand opening is going to be held for this on Monday. Right now, the Valley News Team's Neil Carlson gives us a tour of UND's new multi-million-dollar facility, the UND Athletics High Performance Center.
This new $19 million UND Athletics High Performance Center did not cost taxpayers a dime. It was funded through private donations. It includes a full 100-yard artificial turf football field with a ceiling high enough to allow punting and kicking practice, and a 300-meter 8-lane track, along with space for many other track events, plus space for sports medicine and physical conditioning.
The whole purpose is to allow your student athletes to train and get better. Ultimately, high performance is what we're all about, and this facility allows that to happen. So particularly off-season or when the weather's inclement, depending on the season, this becomes an opportunity for them to be able to continue to practice, stay in their practice modes for game prep.
It's already being used to wow possible recruits to UND athletic teams. It will also serve as a host site for area high school track meets.
Because it's a facility and a surface that they're going to want to run on. So we're going to encourage that. It obviously is a great opportunity for them competitively, but it's a great opportunity for us to get those students and their families and their extended families, frankly, on our campus. So it's not just about recruiting for athletics, but it's about recruiting students to North Dakota.
Your chance to take a look around comes Monday evening during the facility's public grand opening. In Grand Forks, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
The grand opening is 5:30 on Monday. It's located next to the old football stadium. You can also get a chance to meet and greet some UND student athletes who will also be at the event. And speaking of UND, eligible voters will have until 11:59 tonight to cast their vote for UND's new nickname. Last Monday, eligible voters received an email containing a link to cast their vote. Eligible voters will need the link contained in the email to connect to a site that will allow them to vote for one of the following potential names. Here they are: Fighting Hawks, Nodaks, or Rough Riders. Eligible voters may only vote once, and any votes found to be duplicates will be voided. If you experience technical difficulties with the voting process, call 701-777-2731.
Fargo's fire department has 3 new members. They received their pins during a ceremony this afternoon. Getting accepted is certainly a challenge. These guys were among dozens who signed up wanting to be firefighters. They were chosen after completing written and physical testing, something they say was difficult.
Everybody around here, all the brothers here, the firefighters, they all pitched in and helped out. Whenever I was struggling, whenever there was something going on, these guys giving me pointers and stuff like that just to kind of help me through it.
And with the 3 new additions, Fargo's fire department is said to be fully staffed.
And that's good news.
And congratulations to them.
Yeah, big congrats. Well, exciting time of year for those who venture out in search of that big buck. We'll update you on the North Dakota hunting opener later on Valley News Live at 6.
Showers and flurries dancing across greater Minnesota heading into your overnight. Your hour-by-hour forecast for the weekend shows improving temperatures, improving sky conditions. Details are next.